tropics, and yet wild parrots can be spotted in neighborhoods all over the valley. Rosy-faced lovebirds, they've been spreading for years.
Yeah, ABC 15's Jason Valentine digging into why the valley is one of the only places you'll find them outside of their native Africa.
Mixed into the valley's hustle and bustle, you might miss these busy little birds.
We love them. They're so cute.
Building their own bustling towns in the trees.
We have palm trees, which are very like the same kind of trees that they live in Africa.
Greg Clark is an Arizona bird conservationist, and he's been tracking rosy-faced lovebird colonies on his website since the 90s. Colonies most likely started by two big lovebird releases, one in Aviary and Apache Junction.
They got hit by a monsoon microburst, and it just destroyed the aviary and turned at least 100 lovebirds loose.
Online, they're mistaken for escaped pets or parakeets because they just don't belong. In fact, just about anywhere else, these pint-sized parrots would die in the wild. But Phoenix is almost identical to their native Namibia, so they thrive.
They are all over Scottsdale, all over Central Phoenix, and now they're all over Ahwatukee.
Technically, they are an invasive species, but they don't kill off the native birds. Of course, that's not to say their chatty gatherings are problem-free.
I'm glad that they're not in our yard because there's a lot of poop in that driveway.
Small price to pay for a peek at African parrots. Now, if you want to try to find parrots in your neighborhood, we have a link to that lovebird tracker on our website, abc15.com. And pro tip, if you're looking for them, they love sunflower seeds, although maybe not the sizzling bacon kind. I don't know. You can give it a try. Live in Phoenix, I'm Jason Valentine, ABC 15, Arizona.
Probably skipped it.
What is going on? Wait, let's see if we can get over there. There we are. What is going on, guys? Welcome to Happy Hour Live. I'm Dave, and I thought I was actually seeing things. I got up. I was staying at the Lone Butte Casino in Chandler, Arizona, which is southern Phoenix. And I'm looking at these birds and thinking somebody's pets got loose. Somebody's pets got loose. And didn't think too much more about it. The next morning, there were 6 of them in the tree. And those were my my unusual guests for coffee hour in the morning when I got up. It was quite interesting to see them. How is it going? Welcome to Happy Hour Live. And let's see here. You know, I thought I was seeing things because you don't expect to see birds like that. And I didn't understand. And the second morning I had to Google it, and that was the news. Now, I didn't get any footage of them myself because they're a little bit too far away for a GoPro. I actually tried it and tried zooming in, and you can't get that kind of zoom with a GoPro, but it was still interesting nonetheless. How often are you going to see that? And I've never been in Phoenix this late into the out of the winter into the spring, and now we're going into summer here very soon. And I'm still stuck here in Arizona. But we're going to touch on that. We're going to give some updates on what's going on with that. Hopefully here I'll be able to get out of here and before too long. And we'll fill you in. Let's go and check real quick and say hi to everybody. Cowboy Biker Adventures first in the house. Bead Trapper is there. Don, I think you said where you were in Marshfield, Wisconsin. He's way up north. You know, it hasn't been too hot here, so I am really counting my lucky stars because I think I've been getting lucky, but I have been boondocking the last 7 days. If you're familiar with Thousand Trails, you have to be out for 7 days and then you can come back in. I am going back into Monte Vista tomorrow, as a matter of fact, and I'll be able to plug in. So I have had a few days basically that I've been running the generator and running those ACs because just a little too hot. So, but Bee Trapper is in the house. Glad to have you here. Desert Gypsy, that's Miss Bonnie right there doing her thing. She's saying, "Hey, what's happening?" Miss Jennifer LaForte, also, you guys are in much cooler areas. I've talked to both of you, and you guys have rain, and that actually sounds kind of nice because if you look at the sky right there, that's what it's been pretty much the whole time. So, today though, not too bad. About 90 degrees today. I will take it. Let's scroll on down here and see what you guys have been up to. Hag of the Hills, Miss Sarah over there in Quartzsite, Arizona. Glad to have you here. All right. WC RV Adventures, that's Wayne and Carrie. Say hi to them. Glad to have you guys here. Let's see those birds in the wild. It was very cool. I did not expect. You see a lot of wildlife in the when you're boondocking and you're out. This is technically in the city, and I was really not expecting that. I was doing some lot docking at the casino, and I really, I get up, I have my morning coffee, and I'm just sitting there staring at the birds in the trees and thinking, wow, those are really green. Those are really, what am I looking at here? And I thought, well, I need to wake up a little bit more. I don't know. I didn't understand what I was saying. And then I thought, well, those are parrots. Well, somebody lost some parrots apparently. And the next day, about 6 of them in the trees. And every day that I stayed there a total of, I want to say 4 days. And they were there every morning, and usually 4 or more, and hanging out in the trees. They liked some berry that was on the tree. And so I never saw them the rest of the day, but in the mornings they were there picking the berries off the trees. So yeah, 50, that's not bad right there. 58 here, high was 63. Is that a little cold? I don't know, but it's Wisconsin, a beautiful area up there. I have yet to get there. So lots of sun. Yeah, I think we all are. That's interesting that you say that, because I was just sitting there thinking about the solar the other day, and as the days get longer, we get lots. You generally at least a couple 3 hours more on solar. The batteries have been doing fantastic, and I've had no problems with those, but I can't run my AC on them, so I have been running the generator probably 5 to 6 hours each day, while I'm out in the wild, you might say. So I have heard that. Wow, there's wild parakeets all over South. You've got all kinds of wildlife there, including, and I don't think many people know it, but southern Florida down there. You guys, somewhere in that area, are the only U.S. monkeys that we have, and I can say that these parrots or these lovebirds were released pretty much in the same fashion by accident as the monkeys were in Florida, and that is that as the story goes, there was a microburst that released about 100 of these birds from an aviary in Apache Junction, and they've been living in the wild ever since. And I guess that's about 5 to 8 years ago that this happened. And they've been flourishing. And now, if you go, when they mentioned on that news clip, if you go to that website, that Lovebirds tracker is still there, and you can see them. They are all over Phoenix, Chandler, where I was at. Lots of sightings of those birds. So seem to be getting along with everybody okay. So the monkeys in Florida, back up a little bit, the monkeys in Florida, that was an experiment. Somebody wanted to create an amusement park, so to speak, at Crystal Springs. And I don't remember exactly if that's north of Orlando or if that's south of Orlando. And as the story goes, the owner who was developing it wanted to have monkeys on an island, and this was surrounded by these crystal clear springs, and thought, well, you know, monkeys can't swim, so we'll put the monkeys on it. He got the monkeys, he put them on the island, and the following Monday went there to check on the monkeys, and the monkeys were all gone. He had somehow gotten swimming monkeys. Basically, they swam off and got off of that island, and they've been running around loose ever since. But you've got iguanas. There's all kinds of wildlife down there in Florida. Fascinating state. I love it. I have seen the monkeys. Yeah, and it's quite interesting. It's like, yep, there's monkeys right there. Right, I can't remember the RV park that I was staying at, but they were right there in the RV park going through the trees. Quite interesting. So I guess they do try to trap them and move them and put them back into an area that they're trying to keep them contained to. So Matthew Renaud is in the house, and there is X Fired Up, Cracker Pox Palace. Glad to have you here. Oh my gosh! So I have been stuck here in Phoenix. I'm still stuck here in Phoenix, but I have been getting out, and I have been doing some field trips, Sedona, and around that area. And we'll throw up a little clip right here and see if we can't get this going. So hang on, guys. Let's go ahead and throw this up.
Jerome, Arizona is on the list today. That's an old shot right there. You can see, just looking, the top of the hills here to give you some point of reference is right there. I'll see if I can't zoom in to match the photo a little bit. Jerome was started in 1876. Looking up at the hill, I can see that building is still here. Looks like that building is still here. There's a lot of these buildings that are still here. And we're going to take a look at that today. And of course, there's a lot that are gone. This area over here, all the houses are gone from there for the most part. But still quite impressive. I don't have a photo of that way, but I know those are historic frames and the mines over that way. I think I can point it out on the camera right there. And right there. Right there. There we go. Huh. Jerome, Arizona. That's on our list today to go see. I was noticing right here, this is on the stop on the drive in, and check this out. This is kind of what they call a rocker shovel. And the workers would stand on that. You can even see with this is a railroad spike that's been welded on right there. I don't know if that was done back in the day or when, but yeah, the scoop or the loader would scoop up rubble in the mine, lift it over the top, dump it in here, and then that could be backed up and dumped into a waiting mine car. Pretty cool. There's a few of those things around here. I was just noticing. If I find any more interesting ones, I'll point them out. Hang on. We're hitting up Jerome. There it is.
Somebody lead us to somewhere. We're stuck here and we're never gonna leave. Stuck in the middle of nowhere.
Okay, so
All right. Get back in there. There we go. There we go. There's another one there, and maybe I'll show that. I really like going around and seeing those old. You can't call it a ghost town. It is still going, including some of the mining that is up top there. But it's interesting to see the history of that. I just kind of love that aspect because these mines did a lot for building these states and the country itself, and literally digging some shiny metal out of the ground. And that was a different kind of living back then, and we still have their traces. So it's always interesting to go and see that. But enjoyed the time up there in Jerome, and look forward to getting back there again someday, because that's the second time I've been up there, and it's never ceased to fascinate me. I really enjoy getting up there. Sedona and that whole area, Cottonwood and Verde Valley, is that is just beautiful country up there, and a little bit cooler than where we are right here. So I'm just going to throw that out there. A little bit cooler, but I stayed up at the Thousand Trails there in Cottonwood, Arizona, and fantastic place to stay. I really enjoy it. But I will say the internet is awful there. So not the first time that I've had awful internet at a Thousand Trails, and won't be the last time. But it really makes you start looking at that Starlink and going, that might be the ticket. That might be the ticket. WCRV Adventure says he'll be in Oregon in a week. I won't. I'm afraid that I won't. There you go. Some of you are already up there, and I'll tell you what, I wish that I was, although it's feeling pretty good right now. I'm not used to being in the Southwest this late. If you guys have watched the channel and know, I am leaving and heading north, generally around March. And so here we are, April, May, and now we're into June. And technically I am supposed to be in Utah, and just enjoying Utah. I'm starting to wonder if I'm even going to make it to Utah at this point. I may just melt and be stuck here to the ground in Phoenix. Somebody's going to have to come and scrape me off the hot asphalt, but we will see. After I talked to you guys last week, and the reason why I'm stuck here is I made a purchase on a pickup truck, another truck to replace the Ram that I've been hauling around since 2017. I've actually had that for a long time, and it's just been a great rig. But with all the problems that I've been having with it, I decided that I needed to buy some new problems. No, I mean, I needed to get another truck and maybe start. No, I bought more problems. So it just goes that way. But hopefully I am supposed to pick up. I got a call I was hoping to have it Friday. I had a call from him late yesterday. He said he was done with the truck. I've got a mechanic here in Phoenix working on it. He did some work on the front end that I wanted taken care of before I started dragging this thing around the country and giving up the old truck, and got it back and said, no, this isn't going to work. So out of the 3 weeks that I've owned this truck, I have had it for exactly 1 weekend. And last weekend, I got the toe plates all bolted up. I did have it last weekend, and I got it wired in and got that ready. But yeah, I am hoping that I'm going to go and pick this up tomorrow. Everything is going to be taken care of. There was some other stuff that I wanted to have done there, and yeah, it just, I don't know that I'm going to have it done now. I may wait and just kind of get traveling here, because I need to get to some cooler temperatures. Definitely do. So yeah, X Fired Up says hang around another month, might be down here. Well, please don't tell me that I'll be down here in another month. I know that I have just been getting lucky with the temperatures, and normally it is 115 here. And yeah, so far I'm gonna thank whoever has turned on the cool weather, because and cool for here, 90s, mid 90s most of the week this week, and I am thankful for that. It hasn't actually felt too bad. So let's see here. Oh, there we go. Just doing some in the background here, seeing what we've got. Oh, melt. It's finally warm. Yeah. If you're used to quartzite temperatures there, Miss Sarah, I'm here to tell you, you're probably going to be a little disappointed that it's not as hot as you would like. This was a cold winter. I was ready. I was ready for some heat after last winter, and I got it, but not too bad. Not too bad. So it's actually, I've had maybe 4 days where it's got 100 or above, and even then it wasn't that bad. So Doug D, 60s here on the beach. Which beach are you at, Doug? Good to see you. Good to have you on. I don't know which beach you're at there. Oh. Yeah, RV living life is in the house. He's asking Don when are you coming to Canada? You can go up there and visit Gary. Yeah, there you go. Glad to have you. I don't have your cup with me, Gary, but I actually thought about it. I've been using it. Most of my drinks have been iced something in the evening, so not my coffee in the morning. And my coffee in the morning, I need my hot coffee, but after that, then it starts warming up. So glad to have you here. Oh, let's see. Oh, I didn't. There we go. Old Rincon Highway. Where is that? Why am I drawing a blank on that? I don't know where that is, Doug. Darn it. Jerome was interesting in that there was a right there where I filmed that shot, and I did film it, and I've got a clip on that. All the mines were kind of abandoned, including a lot of the equipment. So around Jerome now is made part of museums, and the park and so forth has been lots and lots of interesting equipment, mining equipment. But in particular, there was a set of locomotive trains. They were electric. And I'm here to tell you, these things, they had to weigh a few tons, if not more, a piece. And I got a shot of that. I got a clip of that, and we'll see. Oh, Doug, yeah, you're still down south. Yeah, there you go, Ventura, California, near Santa Barbara. So you're right by that other Thousand Trails that I actually like it over there. I don't know if that's where you're at. It's right outside of Santa Barbara. No, again, same deal. There's not a lot of Wi-Fi down in there, but it sure is a pretty area. I like being down there. So, but yeah, but there's an interesting story that goes with these locomotives. So I will go ahead and throw that up here real quick and see. There we go.
Here's something for the "Are you freaking kidding me?" file. This is gonna blow you away. Okay, just to give you some idea, these are electric motors in here, 2 of them, and it's a mine car. It's basically for moving materials, made by the Jeffrey Manufacturing Company, Collins, South Carolina, USA. All right, those motors, I don't even want to guess how heavy those would be, but this whole thing has to be amazingly heavy. Now here's the interesting part. They bought this one. Once they had this one over here was made at the mine. They actually made it here and used that one as a pattern to make this one. I can't even imagine the amount of work that went in to make that, let alone to just make it here. Notice there's no stamping on the manufacturer, but the little sign here explains it all. Wow. All right. And I haven't even gotten up there yet. That's interesting. Can you imagine that? Once we have one, we can make another one. We'll just use that as a pattern. Unbelievable.
And you sure don't see that anymore. At least I don't think you do. I mean, those were locomotives. I easily could say that they weighed at least a few tons each. And I can't even imagine, though, getting something like that. The ironwork that had to go into making something like that, and just using the other car as a pattern to make it. Do we even do that anymore? I mean, I don't think that we would. I think we would be blown away. Yet it was probably commonplace back then. So yeah, it was, and found 50. The mine had been abandoned. It was found deep in a mine, and obviously, as heavy as it was, this was not going to be easy to get out of there. That was removed and brought out over 50 years later, and placed there so that we could see that. But that's that is just a sign of of those times back then, and I guess they left it there because it was going to cost too much to get it out of the ground. I don't know, but oh my gosh, yeah, someday that will be Teslas out in the field. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know the answer to that, Don. Everything seems to be going electric. I am seeing more and more basically driverless cars here. Phoenix is kind of a test bed for the driverless cars. and you do see them driving around. They look a little goofy right now, but I can imagine at some point when the technology is a little more perfected, it'll be commonplace. But it sure is strange to see a driverless car running around. So it's not the first time I've seen it. It still catches my attention whenever I catch it. But right now, I think it was a Waymo, and I don't know if they're setting those up to be taxis or if they're just driving them around town, setting them loose on the town to drive around and rack up miles. I don't know how they work that, but yeah, Dave, get out of the West and get back to, yeah, you're not telling me anything, Don. I would love to get out of here. I would love to get out of here. Yeah, AC Carefree Highway asked an interesting question right there. A lot of, I guess, it was last year or the year before. It was the United States was on fire. Now I guess there's a lot of fires up there in Canada. So I don't know exactly where. Don't know if that's around you or not. But yeah. So. All right. Anyway. Oh, so I go to, I've got a little bit of a dilemma. I'm not sure exactly how. I have not wanted to get rid of the old truck. And in fact, when I went to Jerome, when I went to Sedona, and Cottonwood up that way, I still have the old truck. Because I still need to haul motorcycles in it. I still have my gear in it, and I have not been willing to give that up until I have this truck ready to go, ready to tow, and that's going to be really good. But that's also make sure that it's going to work well for me, I guess is the thing, which I have every indication that it's going to. But I have not sold the old truck. I still have that. And I had already thought that I would have it for sale. And right now I have not. I have not wanted to give up my safety blanket, so to speak, because it does haul the motorcycles. And if I sell that truck, now I am stuck with a problem, and I don't have the new one. I'm going to be stuck with a problem that I don't have any way to haul motorcycles around, because that is the only way to do it. So yeah, I'm trying to decide if I'm going to now, because it's been getting so late, and I am a little bit antsy to get out of here and get headed north. Just exactly how I get rid of that truck and what the plan is. And I have not come up with a plan yet. I've thought about listing it on Facebook Marketplace and Craigslist and selling it that way and see if it will just sell. And if it doesn't, I think what my plan is I'll drop that off with a consignment lot that will take that and sell it for me. So we'll keep you posted on what we end up doing with that. But I think that's the plan right now. So I think that's the plan. Well, how is everybody else going out right now? And I didn't tell you, I'm actually at Maricopa. I'm at the Action Casino, and I have been here. I've got here yesterday. Technically over there at the Iron Horse, I think it's Iron Horse or Horse. No, it's oh my gosh, what is the name of it? Iron Butte Casino. It's in Chandler, and you're only technically supposed to stay there 24 hours. In fact, it's posted on the signs out there. But I talked to a security guy there, and he said they're not really worried about it. And I asked him if I was supposed to check in, and he said no. He says, but you know, if it looks like somebody's has been there a long time, and I don't know what a long time is, he said they might come over and ask you to leave. So I don't know. I ended up there for about 4 days and never had any issue. So see, all of you guys are up in Florida or up in Oregon. I'm jealous. You're either up in Wisconsin, you're up in Canada, you're up, yeah. So I would like to get out of. I would like to get out of here. Somebody please get me out of here. No. But yeah, actually, I actually went over and saw a movie today. Went over and saw the Transformers movie, and I like the theater here. I didn't really care for the whole pick of movies that I had to pick from or choose from. There's not a lot of great movies out there. So I went over and watched Transformers. I don't know what the latest one is titled, but it was okay. It was okay. It was a little long, and I thought that I would be done by 3. I actually did not get done. That movie didn't let out until about 4:30, so it was a bit long. And oof. Yeah, the sign is there so people don't live there. And you're absolutely right. I think that's exactly it. It's like they don't want people moving in. And there are a few of those casinos around the country that, yeah, people have just moved in. And so if you're planning on doing a casino stay, though, I do enjoy them, especially like here at Action. There's a lot here to do, but you want to check in with security first thing when you get there, and just ask them what their rules are for staying overnight. Sometimes it's a day, sometimes it's 3 days, and there's one in Palm Springs that, and I won't say the name of it, but I'm telling you, people are living there in the parking lot, which is unusual, but they seem to be okay with it. So AC Carefree Highway is over there at the coast. Oh, that's beautiful country. Beautiful country. Really, the entire California coast all the way going up to Oregon and Washington, it just doesn't get any better. Now, I can't say that I have traveled all the coast over on the East Coast, but I have done the Gulf Coast and Key West and up the Atlantic coast in Florida, and that was pretty. But then once I started traveling up into the upper states, I was more inland, never actually got too close to the coast, with the exception of Boston when I got up there. So I'd like to go back and see the Atlantic coast and just see it. I bet the nicer the RV looks, the longer they will let you stay. There is something to be said for that, Don. I have actually seen that myself, and you know, somebody rolls in there with a schoolie and they ask them to leave the next day. This didn't happen over here. This is just, I have seen that, and I think there is something to that. So I don't think they would say anything official, but and likewise, even Thousand Trails has appearance standards that really freak people out, because they originally started off with 10 years or newer. So if you go to Thousand Trails, and that was just a select few parks that were having a problem with people moving in, basically, and had really shoddy rigs, and it was kind of an eyesore. So I'm sure it was all that they could do, but Thousand Trails said, no, you're not going to be able to do that here. So but I really haven't heard much. The Thousand Trails started doing that, maybe 5 years ago or so, and I really haven't heard much since. I don't think there's been a lot of people have had a problem with that. I certainly have never had a problem with it, and my coach is a 2004, and next year that will be a 20-year-old rig, and but I think it is basically how it's kept up. So, there's one. Howard, you had mentioned you have a YouTube right there. What is the name? Yeah. Yeah. Oh boy. Yeah. Put that out there. HC Carefree Highway. Put that out there. I think that if you do, I think I'm subscribed, but I'll have to double check that and see. Pull a cargo trailer new, and TT is getting I have seen that where they don't like those. They don't want them in their parks. Yeah. I think that is the biggest thing on the trailers. On the trailers, they don't want you living in the trailers. And there are some people that have been doing that. Now, they've they're relaxing that a little bit because of what is the name of these rigs that are coming out now? They are actually overland rigs, and they do kind of look like something out of Mad Max, but they are brand new, and they're kind of a new trend for RVing, and they look pretty wild. So, but I have seen those at several of the parks, and I don't know if there's an issue with those or not. I haven't heard good or bad, but I have noticed with you, Don, that there are a few of the parks, correct me if I'm wrong, I think they actually charge you extra for that travel, or for that trailer, that cargo trailer. And I have seen a lot of those big rigs hauling around trailers, and I don't know how they work that, if they have to park that someplace. Now, some of the parks like Monte Vista have pull-through sites, so your whole rig, including trailer, can stay attached. But some of these other parks, no, you have to separate it. You'll have to put the trailer, park it separately at a storage area someplace. And so I don't, and they actually charge extra for it. So, which I don't think is fair, honestly. I don't, but I guess it, it's not up to me. So some parks ask you for pictures if your rig is over. That is in fact true. I have actually been asked, and when I was setting up a reservation for the first time at a couple of parks, they asked me if I would take a picture, and I do have a set of file pictures that I can just send them a picture of the coach, and I have been asked twice now about that. So yeah, Don's trailer is nice, and there's no reason why. I don't know why they charge you extra for that. It doesn't seem fair, Don, honestly, but there's nothing wrong with it. It looks good. There's, but yeah, and there it is. Yeah, the disconnect, not park it at the site, and want $5 to $10 a day. So keep that in mind if you're thinking about full timing, and if you're going to haul around a trailer. First of all, you can't live in the trailer. They're not going to allow that whatsoever. Do like Don, he hauls his gear in his trailer and does a nice job of it. The trailer doesn't look bad, and it actually is a good looking trailer, and it's a good looking setup, but they won't let you park it at your site. You have to park it wherever they say, and they like to connect a little bit more. I don't know. Do they that's at Encores? Do they do that at any of the Thousand Trails? Because it seemed to me that the Thousand Trails There was 1,000 Trails one time that wanted you to pay extra for that. And I don't know if it's just Encore or if I don't know if there's some TT, something, 1,000 Trails that want to charge you for that. I don't know. HC Carefree has one. Haven't ever posted on it. Set it up to maintain our name. That's a good, that is actually a really good thing to do. If you've got a name in mind, and you want to reserve it and hold on to it, you might consider, especially if you're using it on other platforms, you'll want to consider making and reserving that name and just make an account with that name. YouTube, Instagram, at Facebook, and any number of them that are out there now. So even if you're not going to do anything with it, yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Oh, so what do you think, guys? The next, I get to pick up my truck tomorrow. Do we think it's done? I've owned it for over 3 weeks. I've only had it for 1 weekend, and I couldn't even drive it that weekend. I basically had needed to drive it back to the mechanic, and he didn't want to see it back until Monday. He said hold on to it over the weekend, but so I was able to do a little bit of work on it, but yeah. Some will tell you that that is TT rules. It's not, because most don't care if it fits, but some do. It adds up to 90 minutes to your. Yeah, it does. It gives you. It's more to set up, more to tear down, and put away. So yeah, there is that. But Don, it's been working for you, and it sure gives you some extra cargo space. That is kind of nice. Have you thought about doing a pickup or doing something? Holding on to the motorcycle, of course, but have you thought about that? I mean, kind of doing it the same way I've been doing it, or no? Because you and I would have to have a conversation on that, because I'm not sure if I would do that again. I love having the bikes. I love riding, but I'm not sure I would recommend it to people, because it is quite the task getting that bike in and out of that trailer or out of the back of that truck, and does create some logistical problems trying to get the bikes out. So because it's not like you can just unload them like you've got in the trailer. So I think that is really slick. So how is everybody else doing out there? Is everybody having well, are we to summer yet? I guess we're about 9 days. Are we 9 days or 10 days away from summer now? Yeah, it does take some guts, especially a street bike. Yeah, the dirt bike is actually not too bad. I've been doing that for years and not too bad. The street bike presents another challenge, and that is it's a very heavy bike. So now we saw some loaders that load that bike up into the back of the truck for you. We actually saw that at Courtside at the Big Ten event there. There was a outfit that had one on display there. Very slick, but very expensive. And I looked at that. I thought, boy, that if I was going to recommend anything, that might be the way to go. That might be the way to go, because it just picked the whole bike up and just put it right in the back of the truck just with the push of a button. And that was slick. That was slick. All right, guys, I think we're going to wrap this one up a little bit early. I know Gary is going to give me some crap about that, but I'll just take it because I don't have anything more for you. We're just waiting right now. We're going to wait on the truck and crossing our fingers that that is good to go, and we can get that the rest of the way. I just don't know anymore. Now it seemed like such a great idea back when I got it, but now I just want to be able to get out of Phoenix. There's a part of me that's like, if it's not ready, I'm ready to just leave it and go and just say, okay, well, I'm going to leave it with the mechanic for like the next 3 months, and I'll pick it back up when I get back to Phoenix. So I'm starting to wonder. Yeah, it would only load one bike, but if you remember, I asked him if that could accommodate 2, and he said, yeah, they could easily set that up so that it would accommodate 2 bikes. So that it would be a possibility. It would be. So, all right, guys, we are going to get out of here and get on with the rest of our week. I hope that you guys had a fantastic weekend. Have a great week. Let's see if we can get somebody the last word of the day. Here's to getting the wheels turning. Yeah, we'll give WCRV Adventure. I like that one right there. Have a great week, everybody. Live life full time. We will see you guys next week. I think from Monte Vista. I hope that it's not too hot. Let's hope that it's not too hot. So, all right, guys, take care. Bye-bye, everybody. There we go.